and welcome back to my channel. This is Rave Review, where I recap all things media, film, television, music, and give my review on what I thought about it. In today's episode, we are going to be recapping episode 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This episode's title is The Star-Spangled Man. Spoiler alert for Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. If you haven't watched it, why are you watching this video? If you want to go ahead and watch it, it's on Disney Plus, and then you can always come back and enjoy the recap with me. With that being said, I'd like to get into this recap of the second episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, The Star-Spangled Man. So I'd like to start off by saying that title already itself is very cringy to me. I don't know, I just don't like, I know it's Captain America and they're like doing a play on words with like Star-Spangled Banner, but like Star-Spangled Man already gets a level 10 cringe. And yeah, if you haven't watched my previous recap of the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you don't know that I am not a fan of who I like to refer to as Captain Vanilla Wonder. I will not be calling him Captain America 2.0, whatever the heck he's going by. His name is Captain Vanilla Wonder, and for time's sake, word's sake, mouth's sake, I'm just gonna abbreviate him going forward as CVW. So if, heads up, CVW means Captain Vanilla Wonder. This new replacement, it seems like they have for Captain America, which we are not a fan of at all. Not a fan. Not a fan. So with this title, it's cringy, and it just makes it very clear to me that CVW is just going to be a problem moving forward, and I would like to be done with this character as soon as possible. To me, he just feels like the epitome of like white privilege. We'll get into it in this episode because he does flash his white privilege a lot. I'm just not really a fan. I just hope that he just doesn't become a staple in this new MCU that they're building. I think that we were doing a great job at diversifying the Avengers canon, and I just don't think we need another Vanilla Wonder captain to make things right. I think that that's just moving in the opposite direction. But that's just my opinion. The episode starts off and we are introducing this new Captain America. Like I said, CVW, we're in a locker room, and I'm just like, who does this man think he is? Who does he think he is? You cannot just replace people. And we get to meet his girlfriend and his best friend, who both happen to be black. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Why are we co-signing this person? Why do we feel the need to co-sign him? I'm not quite sure either. It seems like they're introducing these black people in his life so that, you know, maybe the audience member will feel better about him taking the shield away from Falcon, even though Falcon did give it back, but you know what I mean. They're trying to make the audience feel okay or warm up to this new captain, and it's not working. Like, I don't care about these people or their opinions of this man, so I don't think that we need to co-sign him with these black people, these black characters. They also try to co-sign him by giving him a traditionally black marching band. It just rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest. I mean, I know it's a TV show, but like in this day and age, it's just not a good look to be replacing or giving the role to a white man and then using a black marching band to kind of like support and promote this epitome of whiteness. It's just not really a good look. Also, like, where is Robin Roberts? We see that this new captain is getting introduced on Good Morning America, and I'm not quite sure who this person is. I'm sure she works for Good Morning America, but Robin Roberts is the main person from GMA that's always talking about how Disney is the parent company of ABC. So I feel like Robin really earned her stripes and should be in, you know, getting her Marvel debut. So kind of, you know, disappointed that it's not Robin Roberts introducing him. I mean, it's fine. I know she wouldn't approve of him either, I'm sure. But it's just weird that Robin is not the one from GMA presenting. Like, how did she not get the Marvel call? She is Disney's go-to GMA person. It's confusing. What is this mess? First we have CVW, now Robin Roberts. I'm upset. Like, this guy really thinks that he is Captain America. I'm so done. They're talking about how he's qualified and he says that he has guts. And I'm just like, all these just mediocre, I mean, sure, he's like a good soldier or whatever, but like all these mediocre qualifications, like it would be someone who thinks that they are qualified to do the job that has really not done any of the field work. He hasn't done any field work as an Avenger. Captain America is not just a soldier, but he's qualified. So they say. Meanwhile, Bucky is sitting at home on his floor because we established last episode that he does not have a mattress or any furniture. And he's just like, WTF. CVW says that even though I never met him, he feels like a brother. And I'm just like, you literally just said that you have not met this man before in reference to Captain America. You literally said that you never met Steve Rogers before, yet he feels like a brother. It's weird. It's creepy. It's weird. What a creep. And then we get to our first Pro Blipper mission. We have Falcon meeting up with Torres, and Torres is briefing him on what's going on. These people are called the Flag Smashers, but I like to call them the Pro Blippers, so I think that's more fun. So when I say Pro Blipper, I mean Flag Smasher. And then we see Bucky coming up to Sam, and the first thing that Bucky says is, "You shouldn't have given up the shield." Thank you, Bucky. Thank you. From the viewer's thoughts to your lips. We get a close-up shot of Anthony Mackie's manicure, and it looks clean. So shout out to you, Anthony Mackie, and your manicurist. Your nails look nice. We're on the plane, and they're having their good old staring contest. It never gets old. And then we get Bucky being upset that Sam doesn't have a plan. Sam calls Bucky Buck. Bucky says, "You can't call me that." Sam is like, "Why not? Steve used to." And Bucky says that Steve had a plan and he knew him longer. So we kind of really see that Falcon has not really gotten to the groove of being a leadership amongst this duo. I don't really think that they're going to have a leadership sidekick relationship. I think they're more going to be like a partnership. So this whole leadership plan thing is just ridiculous, but he doesn't have a plan. So that's established. He's kind of just freewheeling it, which I think was what he was doing before Captain America and Black Widow got him to join in the first movie, whatever movie that was. Was it Winter Soldier? Yeah. So, or was it the first Captain? No, I think it was Winter Soldier. I don't know. But he decides that it's a good idea to free fall out of the plane and jump without a parachute. I think he believes that his vibranium arm is going to protect him. It does not, and he lands flat on his back on the ground. You can hear Sam's voice from Red Wing kind of laughing at Bucky and telling him that he got it all on camera, and you just get like a really funny moment between the two of them. There's a funny line here when Bucky is upset with Red Wing and Sam says, "Uh-oh, don't hurt him." I just thought that was funny. Sam makes a reference to Bucky being the White Wolf. He calls him the White Panther, but during his time in Wakanda, he got the name White Wolf. And really, their on-screen chemistry is what I came here for. Like, I didn't come here for a replacement Captain America. I didn't come here for really anything. I came here for the chemistry between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, and they are serving, and I am happy to receive. The on-screen chemistry is what I come for. Watch the show for. The Pro Blippers are stealing vaccines, and I am triggered. It is the race to get vaccines, and they have a bunch of them. It seems like those vaccines are not really vaccines. Instead, they are probably the super soldier serum, so we don't know what they're doing with it. They're probably trying to inject a bunch of people so that they have a bunch of soldiers to fight in their Pro Blipper Flag Smasher war to bring, basically, I guess, balance back to the world. It's really a group of Libras that just preferred things to be balanced. Bucky is on the truck with Lil Red. He thinks that Lil Red is a hostage. She is not. She ends up drop kicking Red Wing. We get a funny moment with Bucky saying that he always wanted to do that. So unfortunately, Bucky does not get to crush Red Wing. Little Red takes that opportunity away from him. And then we get this BS like CVW showing up with his little sidekick, this little fake Falcon. And I'm just like, why are they here? Why are they here ruining this perfectly choreographed, fun, exciting action shot? Why? Why do we have to ruin it by bringing CVW and his sidekick? Why? Like, go home, Roger. Go home, wannabe Rogers. Go home. Nobody wants you here. Just go. No one invited you. Thank you, but no thank you. Falcon and Bucky get into a little tussle and roll off the truck together, and they're just like rolling off on top of each other, and it's really funny. CVW gets punched off of the truck by Little Red, and I've never been happier. Thank you, Little Red. I wish I could have done it myself. And we have Sam and Bucky walking down the trail, and CVW and his sidekick pull up and want them to get into the car. He's talking about we and the big three and how they have to work together. He literally has a moment where he says that he's done the work, which again, like, this show is so rooted in reality, even when it's trying not to be. That phrase, done the work, is used a lot these days in this performative social media sphere of performative change and performative correction. And I just think it's really funny because, like I said, he's literally the epitome of white privilege, and now he's saying that he's done the work, which he actually hasn't, because he has not at all been an Avenger, so he has not done the work. He literally hasn't done the work. So, I just think it's funny that he likes to throw that phrase around, because everyone does. They've done the work. What work? What assignment have you completed? Who checked it for accuracy? No one. No one. Like, the audacity of this man. The audacity of this man. He's talking to two people who literally fought Thanos. Like, did you fight Thanos? You weren't in Wakanda fighting Thanos. You weren't there. Why do you think that you can just waltz in and be an Avenger? You can't. Go home, wannabe Rogers, and take your little friend with you, please. And they're like talking to him, and I'm just like, why are you even talking to this man? Why are you even entertaining him? Just don't even engage. Like, let's not make him a thing. I object to this. I object full-heartedly. No CVW. CVW says, well, if we just joined up, and Bucky says no. And again, another instance of Bucky being the mouthpiece of the audience. No, we should not join up. There is no joining up. We learn that the wannabe Falcon sidekick's character's name is Battlestar. Bucky says, Battlestar, stop the car. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't have a Steve Carell moment from Crazy Stupid Love where he just throws himself out of the car while it's rolling. I fully expected Bucky to do that, because that's exactly how I felt when this guy says that his name is Battlestar. Like, really? Bucky is the voice of the people. CVW says that he's not trying to replace Steve when he's literally wearing the man's costume and literally won't put down the shields. Like, he has it strapped onto his back at all times. Like, what kind of cognitive dissonance does this guy have? He needs some help. Maybe he should be seeing the therapist. Okay, and then we jump to the pro-blipper hideout. We see that there are some people in support of the pro-blipper movement. They have allies wherever they go. The man that is giving them a place to stay calls them freedom fighters and refers to them as Robin Hood. So it seems like they're just trying to, steal from the rich, give to the poor, that kind of thing. He says that they will find refuge wherever they go. So like I said, there's just clearly a big support behind what the pro-blippers are doing. There's a lot of Libras out there. And we get a hint that something big is about to happen. Lil Red says, after tomorrow, there's no going back. We'll see what tomorrow holds. They seem to have a really big plan in mind. We also learn that their mantra is one world, one people. So it seems like they're all about unity and etc. We'll see. So maybe they're not that bad. Maybe we're supposed to not like them, but they're actually good. Who knows? It's all about the narrative that the MCU is spinning. If we're following the narrative that they're spinning, we're supposed to like CVW, I guess, because he's qualified. I don't think we can trust them. And we're on the plane after the mission, and Bucky says that they should get the shield back and just take things into their own hands, and I agree. Sam says that they can't just beat the guy up and take the shield, and I disagree. I think that they should totally beat him up and take the shield. It's just the best option. It's the only option, really. Beat him up and take the shield. And we are in Baltimore now. Sam corrects a kid on the street that calls him the Black Falcon. He's just the Falcon. He doesn't want to be labeled as the Black anything, which is fair. Bucky takes Sam to meet this man named Isaiah, whom he knew from the Korean War. It's clear that Isaiah was a super soldier from that time. Isaiah says that he fought Bucky on behalf of the US military. He calls Bucky a killer, because Bucky is a killer, and Bucky is triggered. Isaiah is not happy about being a super soldier. He seems to have a lot of animosity towards it and was not happy that he was selected to take on that role. He says after 30 years of being a hero, he was jailed and basically used for experimentation on his blood and things like that to probably make the vaccine serum that they have now for the super soldiers. Isaiah kicks them out of his house because he's pissed off at Bucky. And Sam is also pissed off at Bucky because he didn't tell Sam that there was a Black super soldier out there. And Bucky says that no one knew. Isaiah didn't want to be identified really at all. So he just kind of let him fly under the radar. We are interjected by the police. And they're all gung-ho for arresting Sam for no reason, just because he's being Black in the street, it seems, until they learn who he is, and then they're all apologetic, and they back off, again, rooted in reality. And then, as a turn of events, Bucky is the one who's ultimately arrested because he has missed his court-mandated therapy, which is, as the police say, like missing a meeting with your parole officer, so he has to go to jail. And we are now at the police department. Sam meets Bucky's therapist and thanks her for getting him out of jail, so it looks like he's going to be dismissed. The therapist says that it wasn't her that got Bucky out of custody, and then here comes CVW wearing the Captain America costume with the shield strapped on his back because, you know, he's not trying to replace Steve Rogers. He's just trying to, I don't know, be exactly like him. Cognitive dissonance. Like this guy, somebody please get him. He's derailing Bucky's healing process. Like, so he's the one that gets Bucky out of custody and says that there's no time for him to be doing therapy. Who are you to derail this man's healing process? You don't know him. Again, white privilege. I need you to do something for me, so I'm going to completely mess up what you have going on just so you can help me out. Do you see why I have an issue with this character? Who does he think he is? So as a condition of Bucky's release, he must have a final meeting with his therapist, and the therapist thinks that it's a good idea to have Sam join them, and so it seems like they're going to have a little bit of a couples therapy session, which they're my favorite couple, so I'm happy to see it. I'm glad they're getting the therapy and the attention that their relationship needs. She makes them do what she calls a soul gazing exercise, which quickly turns into another staring contest. Bucky is thrilled that he gets to stare at Sam. Get you someone that looks at you the way that Bucky looks at Sam. It's very intense. So yeah, this soul gazing exercise turns into a giant staring contest. The therapist prompts them to ask each other real questions. Bucky asks Sam why he gave up the shield. Like, he's clearly pressed that he gave up the shield, so am I, so I understand. Like, why would he do that, really? Even if he didn't want to keep the shield, like, even if he didn't want to take the role of Captain America, he could have just kept the shield and just hung it up in his house. Like, you didn't have to give it back. Your friend gave it to you as a gift, like a parting gift, a gift of trust, a gift of friendship, and then you just give it away because you don't think it fits you. That's so weird. Just keep it, and like, you know, like, it just doesn't make any sense for him to give it away. Like, it's not the government's property to decide what to do with the IP at this point. Sorry. It's yours. You own it. The shield was Steve's legacy, and he just gave it away, and it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Bucky says that Steve trusted him, and if Steve was wrong about Sam, that means that he was wrong about Bucky, and herein lies the root of the real problem, why Bucky has an issue with Sam giving up the shield. He feels like Steve must have been wrong about Sam if Sam couldn't keep it, so that means that all the good qualities that Steve saw in Bucky must not be true if they weren't true about Sam. Therapy, people. That's what therapy will do for you. It just like, to me, I don't know, it just seems like to me that Sam, as a black man, doesn't really want anything to do with Captain America, which is understandable, but just keep the shield. Eat crawfish out of it. I don't know. Why would you give it back? All right, and so we're outside of the police department. Sam and Bucky have finished their final therapy session. We get CVW signaling them over with a police siren, and this is just like kind of the final straw I've had with this man. Like, why would you signal someone over with a police siren? What world do you live in where like people want to be signaled by police sirens? He's out of touch. He needs to go. I just don't like what he represents. Like, this guy is a troll. I'm begging you, Marvel, please be done with this character after the show. Please don't do anything with this character. No offense to the actor. I'm just not a fan of how this character is playing out on screen. Not a fan. Like, let's just leave him here. Let's leave him with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. He's just, the nicest way I can put it is just distasteful. Ugh. That's the nicest way I can put it. Distasteful. I'm not a fan. Yeah, he's disgusting. I don't like it. I don't like his character. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like his actions. I'm not a fan. And so he's talking about how he knows Lil Red's identity and yada yada. Yet earlier we learned that those were the aliases. So they think that they know something. They don't really know anything at all. He tells them that, like, just stay out of his way. Like, if they're not going to work with him, then stay out of his way. You don't even have the correct information, yet you're telling them to stay out of your way? Okay. I'm just done with him. He's not redeemable. He's gone too far. I'm done. I can't wait to leave him in this show. Please. Please and thank you. Let's leave him here. The last scene of this episode is at a plane. We see that the pro-blippers are trying to smuggle off some vaccines. We see one of them get Queen and Slimmed at the end, so that was interesting. Well, sorry, the last scene is someone sitting in a maximum security prison. It looks like this must be this Zemo character. I don't know. There's someone named Zeno that they had like a Marvel Legends on. It's a little backstory short show on Disney Plus that like gives backstories to like the main characters. So this Zemo character is probably the one sitting in prison. So we'll get into it. I'm sure they're going to be the leader of the Flag Smashers, the Pro Blippers, and I hope that he takes out CVW because I can't. Marvel, please, no more CVW. Let's be done with him. And Battlestar, get it, go. Please, just go. Go home. Well, that was my review of the second episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the episode, how you're liking the show so far. I don't know. I feel like we're just spending a lot of time with CVW. We only get 6 episodes, and I've spent more time than I wanted to on this character. That just seems irrelevant. He seems irrelevant. He seems just like an obstacle that just is, it's not needed. I'd rather spend more time with the on-screen chemistry between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I'd rather spend more time with their on-screen chemistry than dealing with CVW and his shenanigans. He's just distasteful. That was the word I decided to use. Distasteful. Not a fan. All right, well, thank you for joining me. See you next week. Sooner than you think, because I do these late. I hope to do them on time. We'll see. Bye.